In this video, I want to demonstrate how you can create an activity in Schoology for your students where they can use annotation tools that are built directly into Schoology. There is a question type in Schoology assessments that will allow you to upload an image and have the students use tools, a palette of colors, so that they can write directly on that particular image and submit it to you so you can see their work. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to find an image that the students are going to be annotating on. So for example, if you are somebody who uses all of the worksheets that are Engage New York, we can take a snapshot of some of the word problems or math problems that are in some of these sheets, and we can include it in Schoology as an image for the students. So right now I'm in Engage New York, and I have opened in another tab, I have opened up this grade 4 Mathematics Module 1, Topic C, the PDF. I'm in the Edge browser, so it does open up in Edge. So this is the document, the full document with all the pages in it. But what I want is I only want to grab just a few problems. If you do want an entire worksheet that you want the students to annotate on top of, in another video I can show you how to convert an entire page into a JPEG or an image. In order for Schoology to accept what you want the students to annotate on top of, it must be in an image, a JPEG format. It will not accept PDFs. So what you can do is you can use a tool that's already on your computer to take a snapshot of this and save it as an image. Now, if you need to zoom out or zoom in so that you can sort of capture everything that you want, you can use these tools, or you can, if you have a touch screen, you can use your fingers to kind of pinch the screen to get to where you want. If you pinch out too far and you try to get a screenshot that I'm going to show you how to do in a second, that is too small when you upload it to Schoology, it may appear a little bit too blurry for the students to actually see. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take just a few math problems here. So I'm going to use a tool called Snip and Sketch, and if you come down to your taskbar down here and just start typing in the word sketch, you will find an app that is already installed. It's part of Windows 10 called Snip and Sketch. So I'm going to click on that, and then what I'm going to do is you can see there's a shortcut using keyboard keys, or you can click on this new button. And what's going to happen is you can't see it on my screen because it's all the way at the top, but I have a little toolbar from Snip and Sketch, and you can see my screen has been grayed out and my cursor has turned to this cross. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the corner, and I'm going to drag a box around what I want to take a snapshot of. And I'm not letting go until I have everything that I want on screen. And then as soon as I let go, it takes a snapshot of that box and it opens it up into Snip and Sketch. So if you wanted to highlight anything or make any adjustments to this on top of it, you could do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save this now as a JPEG so that I can bring it into Schoology. So this was my Module 1, Topic C, exit ticket. And I'm going to put that in a folder that I have designated for all of my images, and I'm going to save it. So now that I have it saved, I can come on over to Schoology, and now I can create the activity. So let's say, for example, I want to create this math exit ticket using those problems and put it in my Wednesday work folder. So I'm going to open up my Wednesday folder because I want this ticket to go directly into this folder. Bring my cursor down below the word Wednesday and click on this green dotted line. The type of assignment, or rather assessment, we're going to add is, even though this is not truly a test or an assessment, we're going to choose this because this is going to allow us to upload an image that the students can annotate on. So we're going to add an assessment. So I'm going to put math exit ticket, whatever it is you want to call it, topic C. You can assign a due date if you wish. This will enable it to go into the student calendar, and it also will give them a reminder when they log into the course on the side. So I'm going to do that. If you want to assign point value to it, you could, but it's not required. You must make sure that you change submissions to enable, otherwise the students are not actually going to be able to participate in the activity. Category is required, so if you don't have any categories, you could create a new grading category. I have a bunch of them. I'm just going to call this classwork, and you don't have to do anything else here. And then click Create. So this page that pops up after you create it is just a setup. You don't really have to make any changes here. These are just some default settings that you can change if you wanted to. The only thing that you may or may not want to change is at the very bottom. How many attempts do you want the students to have? How many times do you want them to be able to practice this? By default, it's set to 1. If you're happy with it, you don't have to do anything. If you want to change it, you can select another amount of times, and then just hit save over here at the bottom. But if you don't want to make any adjustments to this, and again, it's not really required to do so, we're just going to scroll back up and we're going to start adding a question. So even though this is an assessment, we're just going to add one question type to it so that the students can fill out that document that I took a snip of. So I'm going to come over here to highlight image. And when I come over to highlight image, there's only a couple of things you have to fill out, even though it seemed like a lot of steps to get here. Once you have the image saved, it's very, very simple to create. All you're going to do is you're going to fill out a little bit of instructions if you want to give the students some guidance on what they're going to do, and we're going to upload the image. So I'm going to put my instructions in this box. If this is the first time that you're doing this with students, then you might want to give them a little bit more instruction on this. So you can see here I typed in complete the math problems using the color palette to the right. Click review at the bottom of the screen when you are done, then click submit. And I'll show you what this is going to look like from the student standpoint so that these instructions make a little bit more sense. Then I'm going to upload the image that I want the students to write on top of. So once you click on upload image, you get this box here. You're going to click on this plus sign so that you can choose the image. So you can see here it went to the folder where I had already saved the image, but if it didn't, you just navigate to wherever you saved it to. I'm going to select the image and I'm going to click open, and this is going to now upload it. It'll show you a little preview of it. If you want to see the entire thing, you can use this little scroll bar here and you can see. And if you're happy with the way the image came in, you're going to use the scroll bar outside of that little scroll, and you're going to click OK, which is going to complete the upload of the image. So I'm going to click OK. Once that's there, if I want to see what the question looks like beforehand so that I can see what it's going to look like from the student standpoint, I can click on preview questions. So this is exactly what it's going to look like from the student standpoint. The students will see the instructions. You can see here there is the color palette that they will be able to use. And if they are using a device with a touch screen, they can use their finger or a stylus, and they can just write directly on this. And they can fill out and circle and do whatever it is they need to do. And then once they're done, there will be a review button at the bottom and a submit, and I'll show you that after we have created this. They also have buttons to clear the entire screen, and they have a button to undo the last thing that they wrote. So once you have previewed your question and you're happy with it, you can, if you're not, you can go back and edit if you need to make changes. Otherwise, you make sure to hit save, and that's it. So if you wanted to add another type of document or another image for the students to write on, you could do that. This is an assessment, even though we're not really counting it as an assessment. So I'm done with this, and you can remember we did assign a point value to this, so I'm just going to put this entire thing worth 5 points. Again, not as important. And now I'm going to come back over to my course, and I'm going to go into my Wednesday folder so that I can see what it's going to look like. And inside my Wednesday folder, we will now have that exit ticket available that the students will now be able to work on. So the students will come and they will click on this. And again, we're looking at this from the teacher standpoint, so it's going to bring them directly to the area where they can start it. So they will not see this screen. What they're going to see is they're going to see this. They're going to click on it and they're going to click start a new attempt. And then it will open up. They can pick their color picker from the color palette here, and then they can do whatever it is they need to do, draw on this. When they're done, just like the instructions said, they hit review. And then they can click finish, and that's it, they're done. And then you will be able to see their responses once they have submitted. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.